Here at Comiskey Park, we go into the bottom of the first inning. Charlie Buddy Bradford, Dick Kenworthy, and Jim Hicks, the top three hitters for the White Sox, going against Al Downing, whose record is 9-11. Downing shooting for double figures today in the victory column. Philadelphia now batting in the bottom of the fourth inning. They still lead 2-0. Drysdale is out of the ball game. Peronowski came in the third. Giants and Pirates scoreless still, with the Pirates batting in the bottom of the second. The Giants lose to the Pirates, it's all over, and the Dodgers win no matter what they do. The Dodgers win one of the two games against Philadelphia. That ends it. Combination of two Dodger defeats, a win by the Giants today and a win in the makeup game tomorrow, and it's a tie in the National League, and a playoff will ensue. Bill Bryan behind the plate fires the ball to Bobby Richardson at second. Mercer at short. Ferraro at third. The first baseman, Mike Hegan. Outfield, Miller in left. Whitaker in center. Clinton in right. Charlie Buddy Bradford, 4 for 24, batting 167, and takes a fastball in there, strike one. Boy, what a pair of lungs. This guy make a good underwater demolition expert. There's a high pop. Shortstop Mercer can't see it. Richardson over to help him. Now Bobby's got it and takes it. Richardson sensed immediately that Mercer was fighting the ball in the sun and was over there in a hurry and would have taken it, but Mercer recovered and took hold and took the big pop by Charlie Bradford. So there's one up and one down. Now here's Dick Kenworthy, the third baseman. Kenworthy, right-hand hitter, power hitter in the minor leagues, stands deep in the box, almost has his back foot, the right one, out of the box. Ground ball, 2 hops to Mercer. Plenty of time as he fires the ball to Mike Hegan, and there are 2 down. In the third position. 2 up and 2 down here, bottom of the first, no score in the ball game, and here's the big guy, Jim Hicks. Kenworthy, incidentally, was 5 for 21, a .238 batting average before bouncing out. And now Jim Hicks, tall and lean, about 6'4", 5. He's 4 for 23, batting at 174, and the first pitch was a strike. Al Downing into the windup, delivers, and Hicks takes outside, 1-1. Downing gets a sign from Bryan, delivers, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. Phil, do you think any of the Dodger ball players enjoyed their breakfast today?
Oh, they really did. I read where they all were watching the game on TV yesterday, rooting for the Giants.
Here's a high pop out of play now, and the count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, they're in a position where they can really play relaxed baseball because they've got to win 1 out of 2, and the Giants have to win a pair to even tie. So they're assured of a tie. But at the same time, you never know about those things. Crazy things happen. There's a foul behind the plate, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Sign on the Soxogram out there, Al Downing, a 9-11 record, 1-0 against the White Sox. That's this year for 66. Fastball tails off to the outside, misses the plate, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Downing ready once again. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and the changeup is very high, and it's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rather a jovial atmosphere on the Yankee bus and in the clubhouse before the game today, mostly because I think everybody's glad that it's over. Oh, it's been a tough year. Payout pitch now. Hicks fouls this one back, and the count holds at 3-2. A lot of the boys will be playing winter baseball, some going to school, some working, and some just resting. Curveball catches the corner, and Hicks is caught looking. And that is the first strikeout of the ball game. 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox, and the score after 1, Yankees nothing and the Sox nothing. The Pirates have come up with a run in the bottom of the second inning, and they lead the Giants 1-0 now, and they're playing in the top of the third. L.A. batting in the top of the fifth inning. They trail the Phillies 2-0. Strike right in there. 2-1 the count to John Miller. The Pirates win this one, it's all over. Bolo to Miller. Fastball is high, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. The double play ball saved Bolo in the first inning. Yankees had a couple of hits with runners at first and third and 1 out, and Clinton bounced into a double play. Here's a chopper foul down the third base side. Jim Hegan in the third base coaching box has it. Jim Turner doing the job at first for the Yankees today. Defensively, it's Kenworthy at third, Ailey at shortstop, Weiss at second, McCraw at first, behind the plate, Josephson. In the outfield, Hicks in left, Berry in center, Bradford in right. Fastball gets the corner, strike 3, and Miller is out of there. So it's 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the second. That's the first strikeout for Greg Bolo.
Batting in the 6th position, number 28, center fielder,
Steve Whitaker, who originally was scheduled to play right field, but Clinton came on as a late starter for Pepitone, and Whitaker went from right to center with Clinton moving into right field. First pitch by Bolo hits Whitaker in the knee, a curveball, and that one was, well, right at him, really. It was a tough ball to get out of the way of. He tried to dodge it and couldn't make it. So young Mr. Bolo has been all over the ballpark today with his pitches thus far. Here's Bill Bryan.
batting in the 7th position, number 23, catcher Bill Bryan.
Whitaker hitting at 243 before being hit by the pitch, and Bryan batting at 169 fouls this one off, and it's strike 1. Beautiful day here in Chicago, a little breezy with the wind blowing out toward the left field fence. On deck, Mike Ferraro. Bryan, the only able catcher that the Yankees have right now. Howard with that broken finger, and Jake Gibbs in Mississippi with the broken left forearm. Curveball is inside, 1-1 the count. 1 away, Whitaker at first. No score in the ball game, top of the second. Bolo to Bryan. The curveball is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Orioles out in front of the Twins, 1-0. Baltimore batting in the bottom of the second. That's the first of a doubleheader. Kansas City at Detroit, just getting underway. Cleveland and California later start. Fastball inside to Bryan. 3-1. Pirates leading the Giants 1-0, with the Giants hitting in the third. Phillies over the Dodgers 2-0. L.A. batting top of the 5th. Houston batting in the top of the 5th, leading the Mets 6-0. Throw to first, not in time as Whitaker is back. Braves and Cincinnati just getting underway, and after 2, the Cubs and the Cardinals are scoreless. There goes Whitaker, and Bryan takes the pitch high and outside for a walk. So the first walk of the ball game given up by Greg Bolo. And now here's Mike Ferraro. Ferraro yesterday, with Joel Horland pitching, really hit the deck, and it didn't appear as though the ball hit him. But what had happened, it hit the tip of the beak on his skull cap.
Mike Ferraro.
That'd make you nervous. So Mike Ferraro was not injured in any way yesterday, just a little frightened. Here's a curveball outside by Greg Bolo, and it's ball 1. Defense straight away, not too deep with Ferraro up there. Bolo, fastball in there, strike. This young, lanky right-hander, Greg Bolo, has no decision in the big leagues. Tall and lean. He'll put on some weight as he gets a little older. Bolo sets. A pitch to Ferraro. A hit on one hop to the second baseman. Flips to the shortstop for 1. Throw to first. Double play. And that was a beauty. That ball wasn't hit. Hit straight away center field. Going back. is Whitaker, and almost lost it. That ball took off, and he had to put on a spurt to come up with it. Ball very nearly got away from him, so now there are 2 up and 2 down, and here's Greg Bolo, the pitcher. Bolo has not been up officially this year.
47. Pitcher, Greg Bolo.
6'4", 180-pound right-hander. Boy, he's all arms and legs. Takes high, ball 1. Pittsburgh batting in the bottom of the 4th. Lead the Giants 3-2. L.A. hitting top of the 6th. Trail the Phillies 2-0 in the first game of a doubleheader. Downing delivers, and Bolo takes a strike. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the White Sox, unless they get 17,000 people here, will fall under the million mark for the first time since 1958.
Got to come in pretty late, Jerry. Get it.
Got to be a late crowd?
It has to be.
2-1 the count now as Bolo takes outside. Cuccinello coaching at third base, and the Moose, Bill Skowron, is at first. Downing delivers, and Bolo swings and misses strike 2. 2-2 the count. 2 down, nobody on. The Yankees leading 1-0 last of the 3rd. Downing ready again. Fastball swung on a miss, strike 3, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Downing. He struck out the last man in each of the first 3 innings. 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox. Score after 3 innings of play. Yankees 1, Chicago 0, and now I'll turn you over to Phil Rizzuto for the play-by-play and all the scores. Scooter?
All right, Jerry. Kansas City at Detroit, 1-1 the score at the end of an inning and a half. Hunter against Padres. Dick McCall homered in the first. Baltimore leading Minnesota in the first game of a doubleheader. That's at the end of 2 1/2. It's 1-0. Cott was 125 and lost 12. Barber started. Remember, Barber has been having a lot of arm troubles, and Hank Bauer is hoping to get him squared away for the World Series, but we see where Bertena has come in the 2nd inning to replace Barber. Cleveland at California later start. The Pirates leading the Giants 3-2 at the end of 4 innings. The Giants are batting in the top of the 5th. Perry against Veal, and Willie Mays homered in the 3rd with 1 on. His 37th of the year and 542nd lifetime. In the National League, again, the Dodgers are trailing the Phillies 2-0 at the end of 5. Miller against Jackson. Briggs homered in the 1st. Drysdale started. Peronowski in the 3rd. Miller came on in the 5th. Jackson going for the Phillies. That's the first game of a doubleheader. Houston leads the Mets 6-0 end of 5. Zachary against Rustic. Atlanta 0, Cincinnati 0, end of an inning and a half. Reed against Ellis. And the Cubs 0, and the Cardinals 0, end of 3 1/2. Ellsworth against Cosman. And we get ready to go here in the top of the 4th with the Yankees leading 1-0. And John Miller struck out the first time up. Bounces one foul just to the left of the White Sox dugout, strike 1. Greg Bolo on the mound. He's been a little wild out there. Change up low, 1-1. The last game of the year. Not for all the clubs. Pitches high, ball 2, 2-1. It's been a kind of a rough year for the Yankee ball players and the Yankee fans and owners. There's a high fly to left field. Going back, Jim Hicks. On the warning track. Reaches up and catches it. Bangs into the wall and holds on to it. I tell you, that wind really fooled Hicks as it did Whitaker. And he caught the ball, and it's amazing that he held on to it because it was in the webbing of his glove, and he banged into the fence pretty hard, but still held on to it. 1 away. And here is Whitaker, who was hit by the pitch ball in the 2nd inning. Pitch to Whitaker, curve, swing and a miss, strike 1. But as we told you, next year is another year. All the clubs will be rebuilding. There'll be a lot of trades made during the winter. And the Yankees will rise again. Pitch is low. 1-1. Bolo into the windup. The curve outside. 2 balls and a strike. The big right-hander ready. Fastball is low, ball 3. 3-1. The pitch in there. Full count now, 3-2. Ron Fairley has just homered in the 6th inning with 2 men on. And the Dodgers are leading the Phillies 3-2, playing the top of the 6th inning at Philadelphia. There's a bouncing ball to shortstop. Elia up with it. Over to first in time to get Whitaker. And right now, a reminder, this is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification. And here is Bill Bryan. Bryan walked in the 2nd inning. Pitch to Bill is a curve inside. Ball 1. Fastball is in there. Strike called 1-1. Bryan had ducked away from the pitch. Changeup popped foul and coming back near the stands and back in out of play. Josephson could not reach it. One ball, 2 strikes. In the other 2 games against the Yankees on Friday night and yesterday afternoon, the White Sox infield had completely overshifted on Bryan. And now Elia is playing on the shortstop side of second base. Now he's being moved over, and now they are. All 3 of them between first and second. Curve, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Bolo. 3 up, 3 down. And the score at the end of 3 1/2. The Yankees 1, the White Sox nothing. We're ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. Downing has retired 9 men in a row. Actually, he walked Berry in the 2nd inning, but then he was cut down trying to steal. So Bradford will lead off. So, as Jerry said, it's been a great year, and we'd like to thank our sponsors and CBS, all the fans who listened and worried through this year with all of us. But the winter will be along soon, and the snow will make you forget what happened. The pitch is high and outside to Bradford, who popped to short his first time up. Al Downing on the mound. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Well, the Dodgers scored just those 3 runs, which are plenty, in the top of the 6th. They're leading the Phillies 3-2 with the Phillies batting in the bottom of the 6th. Change up inside. 2-1. The Pirates are batting in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they lead the Giants 3-2. Downing's pitch fouled off the end of the bat. 2-2. Nobody out and nobody on. The Yankees lead here 1-0. Downing gets the sign from Bryan. Swing and a miss at a change of pace. He was way out in front. That's strikeout number 4 for Downing. He has had 1 in each of these first 4 innings. Here is Kenworthy. Bounce to the shortstop his first time up. The Pirates failed to score in the bottom of the 5th, so it's still 3-2. The Pirates lead. The Giants batting in the top of the 6th. The first pitch to Kenworthy is in there. Strike 1 call. Downing's next pitch, a line drive to center field. Whitaker backing up right there, and he's got it. A hard hit ball, but right at Steve Whitaker in fairly deep center field. 2 out. And the batter, Jim Hicks, who struck out his first time up. The Yankees scored their 1 run in the 3rd inning without the benefit of a base hit. 2 walks and 2 groundouts. Curve is high, ball 1 to Hicks. Foul tip. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. A swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Downing's pitch is a little bit high, and the count's even 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Broken bat, grounded to short. Mercer is up with it. The throw to first in time. So it's 3 up, 3 down, and the score at the end of 4 full innings. The Yankees 1, the White Sox nothing.
You know, Phil, that...
We have a new pitcher coming on, Tommy John, a left-hander. And now we have had a tradition here.
Wait, before you do this.
Yes.
I just want to say I was over in the press box, and just an insight, Campanera stole a base today, and he's got 51, so we may see Buford in this game. I don't know. But Campanera, they called over to Kansas City, or wherever they're playing, Detroit, and to see what he did, and he stole a base, so he's got 51.
That's right, and Buford has 50. Well, we could see that. And,
okay.
See, what was I going to say?
The tradition.
Oh, that's right. Every year, we have statistician do play-by-play. And I'm not going to break that tradition because the years have been pretty good. And outside of the last 2, can't blame that on Bill Kane, though. And so we're going to bring on the voice of Brooklyn, graduate of St. Bonaventure College. Only this year he's got more responsibilities, Joe. His lovely wife is expecting an addition to the Kane family.
They've had it.
Oh, they
have. What is it with
right.
you?
He gave me a cigar with a blue band on it.
That's right. He gave you the record and everything.
That's right. Isn't that something? He is a father, and our congratulations. So if he's a little nervous, forgive him, folks. Because I certainly am. So here he is, Bill Kane, and doing the color, Joe Garagiola, and I'll keep up the statistics.
Thank you very much, Phil. And I'm glad to say the nervousness is over now about a newborn son. Everybody's doing terrific. Mike Ferreira's at the plate. Pitch by John is swung on. Fly ball to center field. Ferry is under it and has it. 1 out. And Al Downey's coming to the plate. Al, as you know, throws left, bats right. Tommy John winds up, pitches. Slow, ball 1. Strike 1. Beautiful day here in Chicago. Strike 2, hitting up the outside corner. I hear we were off the air for 19 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, I was talking over there.
Sound.
Nothing.
Strike 3. It's 2 out. And up comes Mike Keegan.
We'll have to ask Phil if that's the American League record. We were off the air 19 minutes. Definitely what?
Record.
Okay.
Mike Keegan, a left-handed batter. Pitch is over, strike one. Bobby Mercer's on deck. Yankees are leading 1-0. And they scored that run in the third inning on 2 walks. There's a ball swung on now, foul ball down first base. It was a walk to Downing, a walk to Hegan. Mercer moved him over with a ground out to second base. And Richardson drove in Downing with a ground ball to shortstop for the only run of the game. Pittsburgh is batting in the bottom of 6 now. The score is 3-2. Pitch is over. Strike 2 on Mike Keegan. And ball 1. Ball 1, strike 2. 2 out. There's a high fly ball down the right field line. Going foul. I have to say, we didn't name my son after Phil, Joe, but we gave him the middle name after him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, James Francis.
James Francis. Well, let's hope he has a lifetime average like our Phil.
Swung on, foul ball, left side of the plate. I'll take it.
Make a bonus kid out of him right away, huh?
No. Counts 2-2 now. Well, he's a switch hitter already, Joe. He holds a bottle with either hand. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And it's outside. Just missed the outside corner. 3-2. Full count now. Hegan steps out of the batter's box. Tommy John is one of those, well, I guess almost top pitchers of the league. They wait for him to come every year, and he always does very credible. And it's low and inside, ball 4. However, he hasn't reached the 20-win mark as yet. I think most baseball people will tell you that he has all the capabilities to do so. And young Bobby Mercer's at the plate now. And I guess he'll be getting nervous a little bit, getting married at the end of the month. Here's the pitch, is over, strike 1. McCraw holding Hegan close. And a throw over. Hegan's back in time. Here's a stretch now, and the pitch is fouled off. Strike 2. Bobby Richardson on deck, playing his last game as a Yankee. And it'll be a while before they forget him. Here's a foul ball down the right field line. Count remains at 2 strikes. Here's the stretch and the pitch. And it's a line drive down the left field line this time, foul. So Mercer continues to hang in there. He's one of those, seems like one of those fearless hitters, Joe. He doesn't seem to back out of there at all.
That's the one thing you got to really like, Bill. You're absolutely right. He just hangs tough.
high and in. And we're in the bottom half of the fifth inning now. The Yankees leading 1-0, and at the plate is Berry. Downing pitching. Dwayne Josephson on deck. Here's the pitch, attempted bunt, fouled back at the plate, strike one.
Whatever happened to that expression, Barry at the plate, Kenworthy or whoever would be on deck and somebody in a hole? Remember they used to use that? They don't use that anymore.
Must have been before my time, Joe.
Uh-oh, here we go. Learn to hurry, don't you?
Pitch is outside, ball one. No, I never remember hearing that at all.
I used to hear when I was a kid. There'd be a guy on deck and a guy following him.
The pitch is high, ball two.
What does Mr. Rizzuto have to say? Do you remember that?
I remember that very well. I guess it was, they referred to the dugout sometimes as the hole, below ground level.
I knew he'd have an answer. See, Phil?
Yeah. Pitch is outside, ball two, 2-1 to count. I have the screamer here in the stands. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's got quite a set of lungs. And the pitch is high for ball four. Second time Berry's walked this game, and the only two walks Downing has given up so far, and up to the plate comes Dwayne Josephson, who's had a very fine year for himself in the Pacific Coast League. I guess you couldn't have much finer. He was the most valuable player. And I guess you have to figure to see him around here next year pretty much. Or at least I would have to say that Romano's going to have to come out fighting next spring, wouldn't he, Joe?
Romano is one of the names everybody's kicking around, and Floyd Robinson as far as the trade.
That's right. I guess this fella had little to do with that.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, is over, strike one. Downing's hard one. Downing can throw that ball when he's right. I guess there aren't too many faster than him. Of course, he has that good move, too, Al. He stretches and throws over there now. Berry's back in time, though. Count is strike one, scores 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. There's only 2 hits in the ball game, both by the Yankees. Here's the pitch, and it's strike two over the outside corner. Plate. Looked like another fastball. Alice had a lot of tough luck this year. He won about 8 games where he pitched real well and had to be taken out for a pinch hitter and couldn't get the decision. I think there was one stretch there. In those 8 games he started, the Yankees won about 6 or 7, and he didn't get the decision. He pitched very well. Here's the pitch is high. Ball one, 1-1 to count. Stretch by Downing. Here's the pitch is swung on, foul ball down the third base line into the White Sox dugout. Picked up by Eddie Stanky.
The Pittsburgh Giant game, Bill, at the end of 6 complete innings. It's Pittsburgh 3 and San Francisco 2. Dodgers continue to lead.
Here's the pitch is swung on and missed. And that's strike 3 on Josephson.
Waller Alston said in the paper today, at least I'm sure you saw it, where if the pennant is not decided, he's going to pitch Koufax in the second game, and we'll take him out if it is decided, even if he's got 2 strikes on the hitter and 2 outs.
Yes, we were talking about that before the game, whether he'd take him out, and I suppose he would, in order to have him ready for the series. And they were also talking about how it was so funny that all of a sudden the Giants are in there, and everybody's talking about the Giants, knowing when just yesterday it was just the Pirates, and everybody forgot completely about the Giants. Well, you never know what's happening over in that race. Here's the pitch now. It's a fly ball, short fly ball to right field. In comes Clinton. He comes in. He's got it. And it's 2 out. Berry runs back to first. And up to the plate comes Tom McCraw. Left-handed hitting first baseman. McCraw is batting .231 this year. Fine defensive first baseman. A lot of speed. 20 stolen bases. Here's the stretch. Pitch is swung on a miss, strike one, and there goes Berry into second, and he's out. He's out. Brian to Mercer. Berry's out stealing for the second time this game also. So the White Sox are down. 3 out. The score at the end of 5 innings is Yankees 1, White Sox nothing. Top of the 6th inning. Yankees leading 1-0. And the Yankees have Richardson, Clinton, and John Miller coming up this inning. Tommy John on the mound. Defensive lineup for the White Sox is McCraw at first base, Al Weiss at second, Lee Elia at short, Dick Kenworthy down at third base, Jim Hicks in left, Ken Berry in center, and Charlie Bradford in right. Dwayne Josephson doing the catching. And we're ready to go now as Bobby steps into the box. Now John picks up the rosin bag. Here's the pitch, and it's no, ball 1. Swung on a line drive to right field. Bradford has a beat on it, catches it, 1 out, and now he fumbles it and drops it. And there goes Richardson, rounding first into second base, and he'll make it easy. And that would have to be an error. Wait a minute now. Oh, that's an error all the way. 2-base error. Bobby Richardson. On the right fielder, Charlie Bradford. So there's a man on second in scoring position, and up at the plate is Luke Clinton, who's done a very credible job for the Yankees this year as utility man in the outfield. Here's the pitch, the ground ball to shortstop. Elia grabs it behind second base, and they got Clinton at first. Fine play by Lee Elia. He had to go pretty far to his left and just to the left of second base. One-handed stab. Got Clinton by no more than a foot. Richardson had to stay on a bag at second. And to the plate is young John Miller, who tied an enviable major league mark on his first at bat this year, hitting a home run in Fenway Park. John, of course, has that low crouching stance. And the pitch is inside, gets away from Josephson. Down to third goes Richardson. So there's a man on third now, and it's a wild pitch. They call a wild pitch on Tommy John. Man on third now with 1 out. Yankees leading 1-0. Top of the 6th inning. Miller has that low crouching stance, holds the bat right down by his hip. Here's the pitch now. Swung and fouled off his foot. Looked like it stung him a little bit. John hobbling around like he got his left foot. He's looking up at the sky. Asking for a little help, I guess. And he reminds me of the plate. I think I'm the only one that sees it this way, but a little bit like Vic Power, the way he crouches down and swings that bat back and forth a little bit before the pitcher gets set to throw. Swings it out ahead of him. He seems pretty much in motion right until the last minute. Here's the pitch. It swung on a foul back. Count is 1-2 now. John, of course, just wants to get a piece of the ball and drive that runner, Richardson, in from third. All right. Very big difference between a 1-run and 2-run lead, according to most managers. is swung on and missed. Strike 3, a high hard one on the inside of the plate. So there's 2 out now. To the plate comes Steve Whitaker. Left-handed hitting power hitter. Well, you can't believe when you see this young fella that he could hit the ball as far as he does. He just doesn't seem to. Here's the pitch now. Swung on. Line drive. Oh, Ken Worthy's glove at third. Hilliard tries to pick it up, but he can't do it in time as Whitaker crosses first base with a single, and Richardson comes home with the second run of the game. The Yankees are now leading 2-0. Third hit for the Yankees. First one for Whitaker. A hot shot line drive off the third baseman's glove. But to finish the story about Whitaker, he just doesn't seem that powerful when you see him. Until he rocks one out there, and he really can send them. Here's Bryan now, who looks like he has power and does besides.
The Giants didn't score in the top of the 7th, so it's the Pittsburgh Pirates 3, the San Francisco Giants 2, bottom of the 7th. And the Dodgers leading 3-2, and Knowles has gone in relief for the Phillies in the 7th inning. So it could be that Mr. Koufax may not have to work in that second game.
Here's the pitch now. But John, a high fly ball to left field. Hicks is under it. He has it. 3 out. But not before the Yankees score 1 run. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left on, and the score at the end of 5.5 innings is the Yankees 2 and the White Sox nothing.
Kansas City scored 6 runs in the top of the 3rd, and they lead 7-1 at the end of 3. Roof, Cater, and McAuliffe have home runs. Hunter against Pena. Baltimore 4 and Minnesota 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Cott against Bertania. Cott going for number 26. Cleveland and California later start. As we told you, the Pirates lead the Giants 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. William Hayes, a 2-run homer for the 2 Giant runs, number 37 for the year. And the Dodgers batting in the 7th. Knowles has gone in. Dodgers are leading 3-2. Drysdale was knocked out. It's Miller working for Los Angeles. Fairley and Briggs home runs. Fairley a 3-run homer. And the Houston Astros lead the Mets 6-1 at the end of 7. Atlanta nothing and Cincinnati nothing at the end of 4. And the St. Louis Cardinals lead the Cubs 2-0 at the end of 5. And that's the look at the scoreboard.
Thank you, Joe. And now we go into the... And while we have a moment here, this is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause briefly for station identification.
Check the Pro Football scoreboard tonight at 6:10 with Mike Palmer. This is WCBS 880 New York.
We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning now with McCraw, Weiss, and a pitcher due to hit for the White Sox. First pitch by Downing is outside, ball 1. The Yankees are leading 2-0. White Sox have failed to get a hit as yet. Downing has walked 2. And he's pitched to the, 5 to 15 straight men. He's walked 2, and they were both out stealing. Both times it was Ken Berry. Well, let's see. Timeout might be called. There's a few balloons flying over the field. But Downing's going ahead anyway. Here's the pitch. It's fouled back. Strike 1. Downing looks pretty strong out there today, Joe. It's just me. Ball looks like it's really moving.
Good control of everything. A good fastball, a good sharp curveball. He's been a good pitcher.
Here's the pitch now. It's swung on. A high fly ball. Bryant back. He might have a shot at it, and it drops between Bryant and Hagan. Right between them, both of them. We'll have to wait to see if the official scorer gives her any ruling on that play. Could possibly be an error on one of them. Although either one was within 10 feet of the ball.
Either one of them could have caught it. It looked like Bryant going from the sun to the shade, lost it, and then it got higher than the stands, and the wind took it away from him. And brother, there's nothing to make you feel more sheepish than what just happened out there.
Here's the pitch now. It's a high fly ball again. Just almost in the same place, but out near first base more. And Higgins under it this time, and he has it. Foul territory. So there's one out. Joe, I hope you weren't speaking from experience when you said how a catcher felt in a situation such as that.
Oh, yes. I was definitely speaking from experience. Bill, I can think of 3 ballparks that I pulled that same play where the foul ball went up, everybody thought I was going to catch it, and it just dropped.
Didn't play fair.
Bill says I didn't play fair.
Here's Weiss now, hitting right-handed. The line drive, fair ball over the third base line, the first hit of the game for the White Sox. Weiss is rounding first. He's going to go into second, standing up with a double. A line shot right over third base. And like they say, when there's any type of no-hitter going, you like to see that first one be no doubt about it type of hit. I think that was, you could say that was one. And now it looks we'll have a pinch hitter now. Johnny Romano. Coming up to pitch for Tommy John.
Still at the end of 7 complete innings now. And the Pirates lead the Giants by the score of 3-2.
Number 5, John Romano.
We're not going to have too much longer to go to find out the final story in that National League.
The Dodgers didn't score in the top of the 7th. They lead the Phillies 3-2, and somebody went for the ice.
That's a thought. If some of you didn't...
that was for Koufax's arm, Bill, now.
So what Joe was saying, here's a pitch now. It's over strike one. Someone going for the ice. That's the traveling secretary's job, at least it was around here when we won a few. And I remember old Bruce Henry was going crazy there a few days when we thought we'd win it this night and then another night, and every night he set up for a big party. Here goes the runner down to third base. It's the line shot to Ferraro. He picks it up, takes. Weiss going into third, but he calls him safe at third base. Ferraro, however, throws to first. Time to get Romano. And Ferraro's talking to him now. It was a line shot to Ferraro, and Weiss was going on the pitch. Ferraro knocked it down, picked it up, thought he had tagged Weiss while he was sliding into third, then threw to first base. And it was a fine heads-up play by Ferraro. However, Shylock, the umpire at third, called him safe. And Ferraro's still talking to him now, quite calmly, but nevertheless putting his point across. So there's a man on third for the White Sox now, with 2 out. And the batter is Charlie Bradford. Here's the pitch. It's a high fly ball to center field. Back goes Whitaker. He's under it. And he has it for third out. And the White Sox are down in the 6th inning. And the score at the end of 6 is the Yankees 2 and the White Sox 0. Well, Joe, how'd the rookie do? Pretty good, huh?
Rookie? Listen, he's probably got more airtime than most people think.
That's right.
He did very well.
Very good, William Kane. We're very proud of you. And right now, I'd just like to say so long to everybody in Radio Land.
Oh.
I have to go over on TV. And this will be the last time I'll get a chance to say how much I enjoyed working this year with Joe Garagiola, Jerry Coleman, and Bill Kane, and Joe Cooper, and all our sponsors and fine fans. And before I start crying, I'm going to leave. See you later, men.
Joe, I'd like to put in my word of thanks. It was a lot of fun, and I'd like to thank everybody for listening and going along with the tradition. Thanks very much.
Bill, I think they enjoyed it. I think they've gotten to look for the play-by-play that you do, and I think, as I said a moment ago, they enjoyed it. The tradition will continue as long as some of us stay and some of us go. And Kane seems to roll on. Jack LeMahieu is the new pitcher for the White Sox. Eddie Stanky is giving everybody some work, and it could be, it might be a little bit of a showcase. There are all kinds of super scouts in the stands, even though neither ball club fighting for a pennant. But it's trading time, and there'll be a lot of names bandied about. We're in the top half of the 7th inning. Yankees are leading 2-0. And over at Pittsburgh, in the 8th inning, it's the Pirates 3 and the Giants 2. Over in Philadelphia, it's the Dodgers 3, Philadelphia 2. And over in Cincinnati, they have to wait. There's nothing they can do because should the Dodgers lose 2 and the Giants win, they'd have to play tomorrow. The Giants have a rained-out game. And right now, it's Mike Ferraro. Ferraro hit into a double play in the 2nd inning, flying to center field in the 5th. Yankees 2, White Sox nothing. Top of the 7th, last day of the season. LeMahieu delivers a fastball low, ball 1. Fastball is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack LeMahieu, a big right-hander. He's bounced around a little bit. Red Sox, Pirates, Houston. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ferraro waits, and now he backs out as LeMahieu can't get a sign from Josephson. Now we're ready. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit. Left field. And Ferraro is on with a single. He hit that ball hard to left field. So he's on. It brings up Al Downing. Downing walked and scored in the 3rd inning. He struck out in the 5th. On the Soxogram here, which is the message board on the scoreboard, it says, have a nice winter and see you April 9th, the Sox and the Cubs in the spring series. We certainly hope you're thinking about spring. 67. Here's the pitch to Downing. He bunts it foul. Strike 1. And if you're thinking of 67, give Mike Rendine a call. Make arrangements for box seats. Be a season ticket holder. He can accommodate you at Yankee Stadium. Mike Rendine is the man. And seems to be the byword. There'll be some changes made. Here's the pitch. Downing taps one down the first base line for strike 2. You don't know what kind of personnel changes the Yankees are going to make, but guaranteed galvanized cinch. There's going to be some changes on the field as far as an offense. If you play for a big inning and you don't get it, you start to switch off. Here's the pitch to Downing outside, ball 1. And it depends on what happens over the course of the winter. You'd go with pretty much the same nucleus. You're going to see some running. There's a double play ball to Elia. He bobbled it and everybody's safe. He had a double play a la carte, and he knew it. In fact, he knew it by such a margin that he decided to take a look at Ferraro before he picked up the ball. And that was fatal. An error on the shortstop, Elia. And so Downing is safe at first. Ferraro moves to second, and here is Mike Egan. You just take some of the names in this lineup right here. Egan and Mercer and Whitaker. You know they're going to be making some aggressive mistakes going from first to third. We've seen it in the a couple weeks they've been up here. LeMahieu delivers. Egan bunts it foul down the first base line. The Yankee pitching is Stottlemyre, Talbot, Downing. It's going to be a very interesting spring training camp once the fireworks of the winter settle down. Short is going in the pitch for the Phillies as Gene Mauch shoots the bundle. Here's a swing and a foul ball. They're at the end of 7. Dodgers 3, Phillies 2. Miller against Short, both in relief. Barely a home run to 6 with 2 on. Briggs in the first with nobody on. Egan waiting. Ferraro leads off second. Downing a few feet off the back at first. Nobody out. Yankees lead 2-0. Just misses with the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Minnesota didn't score in the top of the 6th. Baltimore leading 4-2. Cott going for number 26. Giants didn't score in the 8th. Here's a ground ball, second baseman Weiss. Elia, 1 out, over to first, double play. Ferraro takes third as Hegan hits into a 4-6-3. And it brings up Bobby Mercer. The Giants have 1 more inning. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Pitches outside, ball 1. In the 3rd inning, a home run by Mays gave them a 2-1 lead. Pittsburgh came back with 2 in the bottom half to make it 3-2, and that's been it. LeMahieu delivers low, ball 2. McDaniel has gone in, replacing Perry. So the Dodgers, I'm sure somebody's made a call over there. Give me the play-by-play. The ice is already in the clubhouse. There's the strike. Now they're starting to uncrate the champagne. Fly ball, center field. Berry going back, shades his eyes, waiting, and makes the catch. Mercer flies to Berry in straightaway center field. Retires the side, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. And the score at the end of 6.5 innings. It's the New York Yankees 2 and the White Sox nothing.
Hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
Hey, friend, here's an easy way to make this weekend, any weekend, a big weekend. Just pick up a couple of 6-packs of Ballantine beer. It's great to have on hand when guests drop by, and for your own beer drinking pleasure. Today's Ballantine beer, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Ballantine is the greatest ever. Yes, you're missing plenty if you're not drinking today's Ballantine. So stock up for the weekend now. Once you've tasted it, we're sure you'll agree Ballantine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Ballantine beer.
Hey friend, do it again. Ballantine beer. Hey friend, do it again. Ballantine beer.
Kenworthy will lead it off for the Chicago White Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning. Kenworthy bounced out, short the first in the 1st inning, flied to center field in the 4th. Last game of the season. White Sox and the Yankees. Don Buford is trotting out to the bullpen now. It could be that he's going to be brought in here as soon as somebody gets on base. And the reason being that Campanera so far has stolen 1 base that we know of. And he has taken the lead. Buford running to the bullpen. Time is called. Downing delivers. Curveball inside. Ball 1. Bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. Yankees lead 2-0. Strike is called. A curveball caught the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Downing has allowed one base hit, a double by Al Weiss. He 1-1 pitch. Swung on and tapped down to third baseman Ferraro. Up over to first in time. Kid's really got a soft pair of hands. He's got the kind of hands that baseball players call soft, and the kind of hands that those women in those detergent commercials end up with. Pizarro is warming up for the White Sox as Jim Hicks is the hitter. He takes it low, bounces past Brian, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Yankees lead 2-0. Yankees got their 2 runs. They got 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. Fastball is low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Walk to Downing and walk to Hegan. Mercer bounced out and they both advanced. And then Richardson grounded out to the shortstop. Downing scored. Here's a fly ball, straight away center field. Whitaker loses it in the sun. It bounces all the way to the wall. Hicks rounds second. He's digging for third. He'll make it easily. Steve Whitaker had the ball all the way, and then you knew he was in trouble when he reached out, and the ball was nowhere near him, and then he gave it a double reach, and it just trickled by him and rolled all the way to the center field fence, so it's a 3-base hit for Jim Hicks. Hicks is on at third, 1 man out. Yankees lead 2-0, and here is Ken Berry. Downing delivers. A strike. Downing working off the stretch. Bright sun, a high sky. It's given the infielders and outfielders problems. Hicks has a triple. Didn't mean to swing a foul ball. Goes into the stands beyond the Yankee dugout, so it's strike 2 on Ken Berry. Berry walked and was out stealing in the 2nd, and he did the same thing in the 5th. First time he was tagged out by Richardson, the 2nd time by Mercer. 2-strike pitch. It's popped up right side. Mike Hegan drifting back, shades his eyes, taking charge, makes the play, and runs the ball back to the infield. Hicks cannot advance. Berry pops to Hegan. And so there are 2 away. Hicks at third, and Dwayne Josephson is the hitter. He flied to center and he struck out. Downing checks Hicks, delivers to Josephson. It's fouled off. They're in the 9th inning over at Pittsburgh. Pirates lead by a run, 3-2. Here's a curveball way high. Coleman's got his head in that ticker tape. As soon as it comes across, we'll be giving it to you. One ball, 1 strike on Josephson. Hicks is on at third. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Downing delivers. Inside, missed with the curveball. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Downing ready, delivers. Swung on a line drive, left field. Miller coming in fast and makes the catch, a shoestring catch. John Miller, a fine running catch in left field. Hank Soar, the second base umpire, got out there and waited to see if Miller could hold it. He did,
Josephson is retired. The shutout for now is preserved on the fine catch by Miller. Retires his side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. Scored at the end of 7. New York 2, White Sox nothing. Bobby Richardson will lead it off, top half of the 8th inning. Don Buford has not entered the game as yet. Richardson waits and Mabe delivers. Low, ball 1. Bobby single to left in the 1st inning. Drove in a run as he bounced out in the 3rd. Scored in the 6th inning on a 2-base error. Reagan has gone in for the Dodgers in the 8th inning. Boy, don't you know those Giants are playing a little scoreboard baseball now. Outside to Richardson. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a bouncing ball. Second baseman Weiss has it over the first, and Richardson is out. Weiss to McCraw. Gets Richardson. And here is Clinton. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the top half of the 8th inning. Reagan has replaced Miller. Phillies batting, bottom of the 8th. Dodgers lead 3-2. They just took the ice out of the clubhouse. LeMahieu delivers. Swung on, bouncing ball. Third baseman Kenworthy up. 1 hand, long throw, in time. Clinton is out. Two men out, nobody on. John Miller is the hitter. He has struck out twice and flied to left. Fastball is low, ball 1. Yankees 2, White Sox nothing. Kansas City leading Detroit 7-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Graham against Hunter. Hunter all the way. Graham's in relief. Miller takes a curveball over the outside corner. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Roof, Cater, McAuliffe have home runs in that game. Worthington has replaced Cott. Cott was shooting for number 26. 1-1 pitch by LeMahieu to Miller. Swung on, a bouncing ball. Third baseman Kenworthy has it. Long throw across, in time. 1-2-3 for the Yankees in the top of the 8th. And so the score at the end of 7.5 innings, it's New York 2, Chicago nothing.
Well, Joe, I don't think we have to remind our listeners that if the Pirates beat the Giants and the Giants are batting in the top of the 9th, that takes care of the National League pennant race, and it will open on Wednesday in Los Angeles. The Giants must win that ball game to stay alive. But no matter what they do, if the Dodgers win, with the Phillies now batting in the bottom of the 8th, sayonara you all. It opens up Wednesday again.
Sayonara you all. That was a dandy one, Jared. A good one.
Well, I picked that up, when I was in Japan.
What's about the
Joe,
story?
The Giants just tied it in the 9th.
Giants just tied it.
It's 3 apiece now.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you. It's really going to go right down to the last minute. A real Alfred Hitchcock job. Bottom half of the 8th inning here. Yankees leading 2-0. Elio will lead it off, and this is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Michael Burke, president of the Yankees, visits Ed Joyce on Talk of New York tomorrow, 3:15. This is WCBS, New York.
Bottom half of the 8th inning. Elia. Well, the Giants with a run have tied it in the top of the 9th. Norm Cash, a home run in the 7th. Nobody on for the Detroit Tigers. Right here, Elia, who is 0 for 2. Swings and taps one foul. Well, the old faithful drummer who has been a regular here on weekends throughout the season. You can hear him in the background. Wears a big 10-gallon hat, drum, and just constantly hounds it out. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Good fans. Make a ballpark unique. How can you ever forget Hilda over in Brooklyn? High. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Downing gets a sign from Bryant. Here's the pitch. Outside is 3-1. And the Astros defeat the Mets 6-1. A 4-hitter. Zachary. The winner is Shaw, the loser. And we've got Bill Henry, Dooley Womack, and John Bazard all working in the bullpens. There's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lee Elia. Al Downing. Downing has struck out 5. Delivers. Number 6 is Elia. Swings and misses. Downing chalks one up. 6 strikeouts. Elia down swinging. Here is Tom McCraw. He bounced out to the second baseman in the 3rd inning and fouled out the 1st in the 6th. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Giants and Pirates are tied. Pirates batting bottom of the 9th. Dodgers lead 3-2 over the Phillies in the 8th. Reagan has gone in to pitch for Los Angeles. Here's a fly ball center field. Whitaker has it. McCraw hits the first pitch to Steve Whitaker in center field. 2 away, nobody on. Al Weiss. Weiss, the second baseman, flied to center field in the 3rd inning. And then he got the first hit off Downing, a line shot double between Ferraro and the bag into left field. Downing is allowed 2 base hits. A double by Weiss, a triple by Hicks. This was a fly ball lost in the sun by Whitaker. Curveball is high, ball 1. High, and it's ball 2. Herman Franks is using everybody over there, and he is making all kinds of moves. Ossie Virgil has gone in to catch in the 9th inning. Tell you, he'll use Horace Stoneham if he could. Nothing to save anybody for. 3 balls and no strikes as the fastball misses on Weiss.
Joe, there's one thing. There's no tomorrow if they lose it.
No, sir. All your pitchers, boy. You don't use them today and you lose. They'll be going with 6 months rest. You can't save them for the junior prom. This is it, and the band is playing. Outside with the curveball, and Weiss draws a base on balls. Now the scheduled hitter is LeMay, but Moose Scarron has come out of the dugout. Is running out the mound. I just wonder if something's going wrong here. Buford has gone in to run for Weiss. And, boys, it's like sending out a message. Campaneris has already stolen 1 base for Kansas City that we know of. They were tied, so Campaneris has 51 to Buford's 50. Houck is now leaving the mound, and Buford, if he does manage to steal it, he'll be stealing it off a fellow who's got a real good move. Downing, Hegan has indicated that he will be playing behind Buford, which means that Buford will be able to get a little better lead. Bryan is all primed. Buford a good lead off first. Scarron the hitter for Jack LeMay. Downing at the belt. There goes Buford. Pitches low. He's going to make it. A stolen base for Buford, number 51. It ties him with Campaneris, and he hasn't stopped yet. Buford will be able to get a real good lead off second. Richardson is playing on the grass, and Mercer's in the hole. Big lead by Buford. And now Houck is coming out once again. He's going to make a pitching change, Dooley Womack. It was an unusual pitch that Downing made to Weiss. A slow curveball. With the pitcher coming up next, you want Weiss to at least hit the ball. The base on balls, and Buford went in, and he has stolen number 51. And if he gets a chance, he's going to run from third. And to finish that sentence, if he gets a chance, he's going to run from third. Second, wherever, because he's going for the league lead in stolen bases. Jerry, that ticker is really buzzing. Anything?
Just that they're correcting the home run that Cash hit in the 7th inning. He hit it in the 6th. How about that for some inspiring news?
It's like watching television. You get to the big scene and go to the commercial. Al Downing walks off. The Phillies got 2 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So what a race that thing is ending up. The Phillies 4 and the Dodgers 3 in the top of the 9th. And the Giants have tied it in the top of the 9th. It's 3-3 over there. It's 4-3. Phillies leading the Dodgers in the 9th. And brother, it's getting a bit tough to breathe.
Joe, I tell you right now, I think the fellow who is sitting on the bench and has been in the ball game and gone may be the only man that could begin to relax in either ballpark. That's a fantastic development here. It looked as though the Giants were out of it. They nailed a run in the 9th to hang in there. The Dodgers were coasting along, and the Phillies bounced with 2 in the 8th. And if this thing turns around, we were talking about it before we went on the air, it's possible that the World Series won't open until Saturday in Los Angeles or San Francisco. In other words, if the Dodgers lose 2 and the Giants win today, and then they play tomorrow against Cincinnati and win, now you got to have a day off, or no, you go 2 out of 3 for the playoffs, which would take you to Thursday, so there'd be a day off on Friday. It'd open Saturday.
Sure gonna make a lot of folks in television mad, I'll tell you that. They got all kinds of plans made.
Ladies and gentlemen, Downing was removed from the game when he must have his pitching arm tightened up.
The announcement has just come out that Downing has left the game because the muscle in his pitching arm tightened up.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen,
on the record,
Mr. Morris, you are requested to avoid the Dan Ryan Expressway northbound due to a fire causing a traffic jam. Northbound forward. Please do not go on to the
they're
Dan
giving a
Ryan.
traffic report here. There's a fire on the expressway, and you shouldn't use it. Buford in his 163rd game of the year ties record. Here's a sign on the scoreboard. Dooley Womack is taking his warm-up tosses with Buford at second base. Scarron standing off to the side, talking to the plate umpire, Cal Drummond, who, by the way, will be one of the World Series umpires. John Rice is one. Shylock is one. The umpires for the World Series will be Shylock, Drummond, Steiner, Pelikutis, Jakowski. We're all set to go here now. 2 men out. Buford is on at second. Scarron, the pinch hitter for LeMahieu, and Womack delivers a strike-up beautiful curveball. Isn't it funny how they've evolved to where they have umpires rotating now? 1946 was the first year they had an alternate. They got Buford picked off to Richardson to throw to Ferraro. They got him. Buford picked off by Womack as Richardson broke in behind. And Buford, who had some ideas about stealing third, has just been picked off. Womack to Richardson to Ferraro. Retires his side. And the White Sox do not score. And so the score at the end of 8 complete innings, it's New York 2 and Chicago nothing.
What's the best thing to say to a friend when you're feeling hot and thirsty? Listen.
Hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer. Hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
That's right. When you're hot and thirsty, there is nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold glass of Valentine beer. Today's Valentine, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Valentine is the greatest ever. Pour a glass. Drink it down. You'll say, hey, friend, do it again. Valentine beer. And by the way, your friend might like a Valentine, too.
Good to start with Valentine. Good to stay with Valentine. The flavor's great at the 3-ring side. Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine beer.
We have a new pitcher. John Bazard will be facing Whitaker, Bryan, Ferraro here in the top of the 9th.
Number 30, John Bazard, now pitching. That's the number 9 position. Ron Gilbert.
2-0 the score here. Nothing later on that giant Pirate game. 3-3 all tied, 9th inning. And the Phillies lead the Dodgers in the first game 4-3. Man, what a seesaw. Yesterday there was talk of all of the Pirates. The Giants came along, they were counted out, hardly breathing. Baseball's mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and here they come back to win a doubleheader. They're losing 3-2. Score run to 9th. Pittsburgh has just failed to score in the bottom of the 9th, and they've got extra innings over there. Giants battle the Dodgers. I guess that's been one of the real great rivalries. Boy, statements like the Giants is dead and Brooklyn's still in the league. It's all added to it. Bazard ready, delivers. It's low and inside to Steve Whitaker, ball 1. Yankees lead 2-0. Top of the 9th. Bazard. Fastball inside, and it's ball 2. Foul out of play upstairs. Ground ball. Elia, the shortstop, has it over to McCraw in time, and Whitaker is out 6-3. Bill Bryan, the hitter, he walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and flied to left. They overshift for him. Elia has moved to the second base side of the bag. Swung on a ground ball. McCraw wide of first, has it. Flips to Bazard. Bryan has an easy out. Here is Mike Ferraro. Jerry, that's an interesting announcement they just made as far as the attendance.
7,832, Joe, and the year's total 990,016.
Fastball is low to Ferraro, ball 1, and the Phillies have just defeated the Dodgers in the first game, 4-3. swung on and fouled back by Ferraro. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Giants, man, you got to be Dr. Cyclops to play now over there at Pittsburgh. They got one eye on the scoreboard, one eye on the pitcher, and one eye on the first baseman. Ground ball up the middle. Buford is back. He has it. Long throw in time. What a play he made. And Ferraro can't believe it. He just had a base hit taken away from him as Buford caught that ball on the edge of the outfield grass and flipped it across in time to get him. Fine play by Don Buford. 3 up and 3 down, and so the score at the end of 8 1/2. It's the Yankees 2, White Sox nothing.
Hey friend, do it again, Valentine beer. Hey friend, do it again, Valentine beer. Good to start with Valentine. Good to stay with Valentine. The flavor's great at the 3-ring sign. Valentine's got the flavor that says, hey friend, do it again. Valentine, Valentine beer.
How long since you've had a Valentine? Today's Valentine beer. Big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Valentine is the greatest ever.
Hey friend, do it again. Valentine, Valentine beer.
And get this, friend, Valentine Draft Beer is now available in bottles and cans. Valentine Draft, that's the one. The draft beer flavor that really rings true.
The Giants did not score in the top of the 10th. Pittsburgh batting bottom half of the 10th inning. All tied 3-3. First game, Philadelphia 4, Dodgers 3.
For the White Sox.
Here is Marv Staley.
Marv Staley, batting for the Dodgers.
Staley batting for Bizarre. You remember Scarron was a pinch hitter, and then they picked Buford off. Fastball is outside, ball 1. Campaneris has stolen 2 bases is the word. So he's still 1 up on Buford, and looks like he is going to lead the American League. Outside. Ball 2. Dooley Womack trying to protect the 2-run lead. Marv Staley, the pinch hitter for Bizarre. Strike is called. Fastball is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the scoreboard it says, thanks a million. Almost. 990,016. The total attendance for the year. 2-2 pitch. Outside. Full count. You know, if they had free substitution now, you could put Buford in. Give you a little bit of excitement. See if he could tie Campaneris. Foul ball past Cuccinello. I guess I sound like a heretic, though, huh? Well, Buford won't get up. He went in for Weiss. But I mean, if they had a rule like that, wouldn't that be something? If Staley would get on, you could put Buford on. If he gets thrown out, another guy gets on, keep putting him on. Until he finally said, let Campaneris win, I'm tired. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Womack delivers, struck him out. Staley swung straight down at that ball. Had he hit it, he'd have got himself 2-3 grub worms right at home plate. He swung straight down. Here's Bradford. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Curveball misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies beat the Dodgers in the first game, 4-3, and Pittsburgh and the Giants are tied 3-3 in the 10th. Swung on a ground ball. Ferraro has it over to first in plenty of time. 2 away. Here is Dick Kenworthy. We're in the last inning of the last game of the 66 season, going for the last out. It's Dooley Womack against Dick Kenworthy. He is 0 for 3. Womack delivers, swung on, a bouncing ball. Ferraro cuts in, has it. Here's the throw, in time. Yankees win 2-0, and the 1966 season comes to a close. The organist in the background, as you can hear, playing Old Lang Syne. Yankees 2-0 over the White Sox. And before I turn it over to Jerry, I too would like to join in with the rest of the crew here to thank the many, many wonderful people who have offered encouragement, praise, constructive criticism. We've appreciated all of it, appreciated all your interest. And once again, a distinct privilege and a pleasure for me to work with Jerry Coleman, Phil Rizzuto, the old redhead before he left, Joe Cooper, Bill Kane, and the 1966 season, as far as the standings, a very disappointing one. But you can bet your bottom dollar a galvanized cinch there'll be many changes made, because nobody, beginning from our clubhouse crew of Pete Sheehy and Pete Previtt, all the way to the top, Michael Burke, who I don't even know, nobody's happy with what happened here in 66, and there'll be some changes made. I'm sure that'll be the theme song. So my thanks to everybody for being with us in the interest. And now for the wrap-up, here is Jerry.
Joe, in theme of what you just said, I think indicative of what happened on the field. I think that the broadcasting crew certainly has learned a lot from this year, not only from the standpoint that in years past we used to just follow the ball game, let the action take care of itself, and suddenly the Yankees falling on dismal times. I think it brought the broadcast crew to a more alert pitch from the standpoint of working from the other side of the fence.
It was different.
Okay, Joe. Al Downing got the win as the Yankees won the ball game. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. White Sox came up with only 2 base hits as Downing came up with his 10th win of the season. He ended with a record of 10-11. Greg Bolo, the young rookie who started, ended up with a record of 0-1. That's the only major league decision that he has had, and it was on the losing side. Well, the Yankees end up in the cellar for the first time since 1912, and that goes back 54 years. And if you heard us on the Yankee warm-up before the game talking to manager Ralph Houck, it's a situation that he doesn't expect will happen for possibly another 54 years. A look at the action quickly. We'll throw some scores at you in the American League first after 7 innings of play. Kansas City leads the Tigers 7-2. That's a single game. In a doubleheader, it's the Orioles 6 and the Twins 2 after 7, first of a pair. Cleveland and California later start. In the big ones in the National League, the Pirates are batting in the bottom of the 10th inning. It's all tied up at 3 apiece as the Phillies beat the Dodgers 4-3 in the first game of a doubleheader. The losing pitcher in that game, Miller, in relief, and the winner was Short in relief. Fairley a 3-run homer. Briggs had one in the first for the Phillies. Fairley hit his in the 6th for the Dodgers. So the Dodgers must win that second ball game, or the Giants must lose the game against the Pirates, as this season will continue in the National League tomorrow and possibly even further along. We would like to take some time, too, to thank the sponsors who've been so kind to us through the course of the year, the Tidewater Oil Company, P. Ballantyne and Sons. Also, again, to Joe Cooper, who will be leaving us. As you know, he is employed by the CBS station. The Yankees broadcasts on the radio side will be moving to WHN next year. And therefore, Joe Cooper, who has done a spectacular job over the last 6 years, will stay with CBS and will no longer be a part of the Yankee broadcasting crew. I think, too, we'd like to say thanks to Bill Kane, our statistician, who has kept us up to date on all the many and weird and varied statistics that are thrown your way and our way through the course of the season. It has been a difficult season, but nevertheless, even in defeat, much can be learned. Also, to all of the people
at Yankee Stadium who contribute to the constructive end of the broadcast, and to the many fans, as Joe mentioned, around the New York area who write in, and some with some criticism, helping us out, others with some praise, which we appreciate. And certainly it's been another wonderful year from the standpoint that it's been baseball on a daily basis for 6 months. I'd like to say so long for the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto, for Joe Garagiola, and for Red Barber, who did not get on in Washington because of the rain, and I think at that time I wanted to extend his many thanks to the many listeners in the New York area and to Yankee broadcasts. So that's just about it. The Yankees win the final game of the season 2-0. Al Downing picking up the shutout and winning number 10. I have another note here that might be of interest to the wives or family or friends picking up Yankee ball players returning to New York. The big bulk of the Yankees will fly to New York to LaGuardia Airport via United Airlines Flight 352, departing here Chicago at 5 o'clock, arriving at LaGuardia at 7:45. There will be a small group, of which I happen to be one, Jim Bouton another, and Phil Rizzuto the other, who will be leaving from Chicago on United Flight 212, and we will be arriving in Newark at 7:56. So, anybody that wants to pick up Bouton, Coleman, and Rizzuto, go to Newark. Anybody else, head for LaGuardia. Well, that's it as this program, brought to you in cooperation with Sports Network, is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. Today's Yankee baseball broadcast, the final one of the year, has been brought to you direct from Comiskey Park in Chicago by courtesy of Ballantine Beer. Ballantines got the flavor that says, "Hey friend, do it again." Ballantine Beer. Tastes so smooth and easy going down. Today's Ballantine Beer, big and bright, crisp and light. Today's Ballantine is the greatest ever. And by courtesy of the Tidewater Oil Company and your neighborhood Flying A service station dealers. The men who worry your car troubles away. And the only time they don't worry is when they're pumping new hydrogen-treated Flying A gasoline. It's already been worried to perfection. At Flying A, when it comes to your car, ooh, do we worry. And so for the final time, Jerry Coleman, along with Phil Rizzuto, Joe Garagiola, Bill Kane, and for the final time ever, I guess, at least in the near future, Joe Cooper, say so long. Remind you again the final score, Yankees 2, White Sox nothing, and hope you'll be listening next spring when the action gets underway from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So long, everybody, and have a good winter.
This is WCBS, New York.